Halloween Ghost Trap. Chapter 1. The Ghostly Rumour. In the little town of Willowbrook, everyone was talking about the ghost. Not just any ghost, this one was said to float through the park at night, whisper through the old cemetery, and make the swings move all by themselves. Even grown-ups got goosebumps. The baker refused to walk home after dark. The mayor claimed his hat once floated off his head by itself. But 3 kids weren't scared. Well, maybe just a little bit. Their names were Karl, Kelly, and Kendall best friends, top ghostbusters of Willowbrook Primary, and self-proclaimed experts in weird stuff. Kelly said, "We can't just let a ghost scare everyone." Karl puffed out his chest. "Yeah, we'll catch it and make it stop," Kendall added. Or at least ask it nicely to haunt somewhere else, like the mayor's shed. They packed up their ghost hunting gear, a net, because every ghost movie had one, 3 flashlights, a bag of marshmallows, in case we get hungry or need to bribe the ghost, said Kelly, and, for reasons no one quite understood, 3 small, handheld vacuum cleaners. Chapter 2. The Creepy Cemetery. That night, under a silvery moon, they snuck out quiet, as cats, except Karl, who tripped over the garden hose. The cemetery was spooky. The wind howled through the trees, the owls hooted like they were laughing, and the old headstones cast long, creepy shadows. Kendall whispered, "Okay, if anyone faints, please don't fall on me." Kelly rolled her eyes. "Relax! Ghosts aren't real." Just then, a low, moaning sound floated through the air. "Oh!" All 3 froze. Karl squeaked, Uh, that wasn't me." The sound came from an old stone tomb near the back. They crept closer, hearts thumping like drumbeats. Kelly cupped her hands and called, "Hey, ghost! Come out and show yourself!" For a moment, nothing happened. Then, whoosh! A glowing white shape flew out, trailing misty light. Kendall shouted, "Throw the net!" Karl hurled it, and it went straight through the ghost. The ghost blinked at them. It looked like a glowing, transparent child with a big smile. Then it zoomed away, leaving the kids in a swirl of cold air and pure panic. Kelly gasped, "It's going to the park!" "After it!" yelled Karl. Chapter 3. The Park Chase. By the time they reached the park, the ghost had vanished. The swings were creaking, moving back and forth on their own. The seesaw bounced up and down. The merry-go-round turned slowly, like an invisible hand was pushing it. "It's gone invisible," whispered Kendall. "Okay," said Kelly. "Time for Plan B, the paint balloons." They'd filled balloons with glow-in-the-dark paint earlier, just in case. They tossed one at the swing, splat! Nothing. Another at the seesaw, splat! Still nothing. Then, suddenly, whoosh! The ghost burst out of the tunnel slide, glowing and giggling. Karl yelped, "It's escaping!" "Follow it!" shouted Kelly, racing after the floating light. Chapter 4. The Treehouse Trap. The ghost zipped across the park and disappeared into an old wooden treehouse at the edge of the field. The kids climbed up the ladder, their flashlights shaking in their hands. Inside, the air shimmered, and there it was. The glowing ghost hovered near the window, looking curious but not mean. "Okay," whispered Kelly. "Vacuum plan, go." All 3 kids switched on their tiny vacuums. V, 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 roar. The ghost began to swirl toward Kelly's vacuum with a surprised, "Whoa, hey, stop that!" The kids froze. Did it just talk?" asked Kendall. "Of course I can talk," said the ghost, crossing his see-through arms. "And I'd really rather not be vacuumed into a dust bag. Thank you very much." Karl blinked. "You can talk?" Kelly said. "You sound kind of nice." The ghost tilted his glowing head. "Well, I am nice. I just like to play in the park and the treehouse. They're my favorite places. But every time I say hi, people scream and run away." It gets lonely. So sometimes I yell, "Boo!" just for fun. Kendall scratched his head. Wait, you weren't trying to scare people? You just wanted to play. The ghost nodded sadly. I'm not scary. I'm just bored. The three kids looked at each other. Karl smiled. You know what? You don't need to scare people to have fun. Kelly said softly. You can play with us instead. Kendall added, as long as you promise not to haunt my backpack. The ghost brightened literally. His glow turned warm and golden. Really? You'll be my friends? Of course, said Kelly. Every ghost needs a crew. Chapter 5. A Spooky Friendship. From that night on, the ghost whose name turned out to be Kenny became their secret friend. He helped them with homework by floating pencils around, which made math a lot more fun. He joined their hide and seek games and always won because, well, invisibility. And every Halloween, he helped them create the spookiest haunted house in town, complete with real ghost effects. No one in Willowbrook ever saw the scary ghost again. But sometimes, late at night, if you walk by the park, you might see the swings moving and hear a soft giggle in the wind. That's just Kenny, Karl, Kelly, and Kendall having one more late night laugh. The end.